Taurus, I need you to stop everything you're doing and pay close attention to what I'm about to say. There's someone in your life who isn't who they're pretending to be. Someone who smiles in your face, but harbors intentions you can't even imagine. And while you live your life believing you can trust this person, the universe has been working tirelessly to protect you from them. God isn't just observing this situation from afar. He's actively intervening to prevent this deceit from causing you the harm it could. Have you ever felt that inexplicable discomfort in the presence of a specific person? That strange feeling you can't name, but your whole body recognizes? This isn't paranoia. It's not your mind creating problems where there are none. It's your spiritual alert system working perfectly, picking up frequencies of falsehood that your conscious mind hasn't yet fully processed. And if you're watching this video now, it's because the time has come for you to finally discover the whole truth about who is by your side and what's really happening behind the scenes of your life. I will reveal the exact signs the universe has been sending you to identify this deceitful person. I will show you how God has created specific situations to expose their true nature before you are deeply hurt. And most importantly, I will prepare you for the inevitable moment when the mask will completely fall, because when that happens, and it will happen very soon, you need to be ready to recognize divine protection in action and make the right decisions to preserve your peace and your future. Are you ready to discover who truly deserves to be in your life and who is only using you? There's a specific reason why you, Taurus, attract people who try to take advantage of your generous and trustworthy nature. You are loyal to the end. When you believe in someone, you give them your trust completely. You don't test people. You don't look for flaws. You're not suspicious of every gesture. You simply open your heart and believe in the best in people. And that's something beautiful in your essence, but it's also something that deceitful people identify and try to exploit. This specific person in your life right now has recognized your generous nature and seen an opportunity. They've studied you. They've learned exactly what to say, how to act, which buttons to push to gain your trust. They've constructed a carefully crafted image of who they are, specifically designed to convince you that they can be trusted. But God sees what you don't see. God observes the true intentions hidden behind forced smiles and sweet words, and He has been protecting you in ways you can't even imagine. How many times in the last few months have you almost done something that could have given this person even more power in your life, but something inexplicable prevented it? How many times were you about to share something intimate or important with them, but at the last second an interruption occurred? How many times have you planned to include them even more in your life, but unexpected circumstances changed your plans? These were not coincidences. It was divine protection, creating invisible barriers between you and the harm that this falsehood could cause. For Taurus individuals born between April 20th and April 30th, this deceitful person is likely within your professional or business circle. Someone who presents themselves as a partner or ally, but is secretly trying to benefit from your hard work. For those born between May 1st and May 10th, the deceit is closer. It could be someone you consider a close friend or even family member, someone you've confided in who may now be using your information against you. And for those born between May 11th and May 20th, this deceitful person may be disguised as a romantic interest or advisor, someone who pretends to care deeply about you, but is actually manipulating your emotions for their own ends. But regardless of where that person is positioned in your life, one thing is certain: God is preparing the complete revelation. And when it comes, you will finally understand why you felt that discomfort you tried to ignore, why your intuition screamed that something was wrong, even when everything seemed normal on the surface, why you sometimes woke up with an inexplicable weight, thinking about that person without being able to identify exactly what was bothering you. Are you prepared to trust in divine protection when the truth comes to light in a way that is impossible to deny? Taurus. I need you to understand something fundamental about how divine protection works. God doesn't immediately remove all false people from your life to spare you any discomfort. If He did that, you would never develop discernment. You would never learn to recognize the signs of falsehood. You would never strengthen your intuition. What God does is much wiser. He allows the situation to develop to the point where you can see with total clarity who is who, but He constantly intervenes to limit the harm these people can cause. Think of this as a divine lesson in discernment. You are being trained to recognize falsehood, not only in this situation, but in all future ones. You are developing a spiritual sensitivity that will protect you for the rest of your life. And when that person's mask finally falls completely, you will not only lose a false person from your life, you will gain wisdom that no one can take away from you. You will learn to trust your intuition from the first sign of discomfort, instead of waiting until you have concrete proof. The signs the universe has been sending are clear when you know what to look for. First, observe inconsistencies in this person's behavior. Do they act one way when they're alone with you and completely differently when other people are around? Do they tell you one version of a story, but you later find out that other people heard different versions? Do they make promises they never keep, always with elaborate excuses that seem convincing at the time but leave a strange taste afterward? Second, pay attention to how you feel after interacting with this person. Genuine connections leave you energized, even after difficult conversations. Falsehood drains you. You might leave a seemingly pleasant conversation with this person feeling inexplicably exhausted. It's as if your energy has been sucked away, even if nothing bad has visibly happened. This happens because your spirit recognizes the falsehood and expends energy trying to protect you from it. Third, observe how this person reacts to your achievements and happiness. Genuine people celebrate your victories without qualifications. Fake people offer empty congratulations, followed by buts, or quickly change the subject to themselves, or find subtle ways to diminish your accomplishment. They cannot sustain genuine joy for your success because deep down they are envious, or because your success doesn't serve their plans. Fourth, notice how this person talks about other people when they are not present. If they constantly gossip, criticize, and belittle others to you, you can be sure they do the exact same to you when you are not around. Authentic people may disagree with others or have conflicts, but they don't spend time destroying reputations behind their backs. Falsehood thrives on creating divisions because it gives them power and control. And fifth, the most important sign, your intuition. If something inside you keeps telling you that something isn't right with this person, even when you can't pinpoint exactly what, believe it. Your intuition is the voice of God speaking directly to you. It's the warning system that was installed in your soul specifically to protect you from dangers that your rational mind hasn't yet processed. How many times have you ignored your intuition about this person because you didn't have enough proof and then regretted it? The protection that God has offered manifests itself in ways you may not have recognized until now. That commitment you were going to make with that person but were cancelled at the last minute. Protection. That partnership or collaboration you almost formed but didn't work out for reasons that seemed frustrating at the time. Protection. That personal information you almost shared but were interrupted before completing. Protection. That opportunity that person offered that seemed too good to be true but you ended up not accepting for some reason. Protection. God has used seemingly random circumstances to build invisible walls between you and the worst that this falsehood could do. And now He is preparing the final moment of revelation, where you will see with absolute clarity who this person really is. When that happens, you will look back and realize all the moments when you were protected, all the almosts that thankfully didn't materialize, all the interruptions and obstacles that at the time seemed frustrating, but that you will now recognize as blessings in disguise. Taurus, there's something I need to tell you that might be hard to hear at first, but it's essential for your complete liberation. You may have contributed to this situation by ignoring the signals your body and spirit have been sending you for some time. I'm not saying you're to blame for this person's deceitfulness. The responsibility lies entirely with them. But you may have neglected your own intuition. You may have silenced your inner voice that was trying to warn you. You may have rationalized strange behaviors because you wanted to believe the best. This happens a lot with Tauruses because you value stability so much that you sometimes prefer to maintain situations that work well enough instead of confronting uncomfortable truths that could rock the boat. You're afraid of losing people even when those people aren't good for you. You're afraid of conflict even when conflict is necessary to establish healthy boundaries. And deceitful people know this and use it to their advantage. But God is teaching you something crucial through this situation. True peace never comes from ignoring problems. It comes from having the courage to face difficult truths and make the necessary choices to protect your energy and your future. The stability you will build after removing this falsehood from your life will be much more solid than the false stability you have been maintaining out of fear of change. The full revelation is coming, and you'll know when it arrives because it will be impossible to ignore. It might come through a conversation where the person accidentally reveals themselves. It might come through another person who finally tells you what they know about this deception. It might come through a situation where you catch this person red-handed, doing or saying something that completely contradicts the image they project. Or it might come through a sudden insight where all the pieces of the puzzle finally fall into place in your mind and you see the complete pattern of manipulation and deceit. When that moment arrives, you will feel a mixture of emotions: anger at having been deceived, sadness at the loss of what you thought you had with that person, perhaps even shame for not having seen it sooner. But please allow yourself to also feel gratitude. Gratitude for the protection that prevented the damage from being much greater. Gratitude for the wisdom you are gaining through this experience. Gratitude for having a God who loves you enough to actively intervene in your life, even when you weren't consciously asking for help. And when the time comes to make decisions about how to deal with this person after the revelation, trust the divine guidance that will arise within you. Some situations will require a clean and complete cut. Others will allow for some kind of closure conversation. And in rare cases, there may be room for confrontation and possible transformation if the person shows genuine remorse and a real desire to change. But it is not up to you to save, fix, or transform this person. It is up to you to protect your peace and establish clear boundaries. Taurus, I want you to understand something very important. Removing this fake person from your life won't leave a void. It will create space. Space for genuine people to enter. Space for relationships based on mutual truth and real respect. Space for you to breathe without constantly being on the defensive energetically, even subconsciously. Space for your true essence to shine without being overshadowed or manipulated by falsehood. The people God is preparing to enter your life after you clear this space are completely different from that fake person. They will truly value you, not what they can gain from you. They will genuinely celebrate your victories, not with disguised envy. They will be by your side during difficult times, not just when it's convenient for them. They will respect you enough to be honest, even when honesty is uncomfortable. But for the right people to come into your life, you need to be willing to let go of the wrong ones. You need to trust that God knows exactly what He's doing when He removes or exposes falsehood in your life. You need to believe that you deserve relationships based on authenticity, not masks and manipulation. And you need to have the courage to face the transition period that may exist between letting go of the false and receiving the true. Over the next few days, pay special attention to 3 things. First, your dreams. The universe often uses your dreams to show you truths that your conscious mind is resisting accepting. If you start having dreams where this person appears in a negative or revealing way, don't dismiss it as just your imagination. It's your subconscious processing information that your intuition has already picked up. Secondly, consider this person's words. When someone is maintaining a facade, eventually they slip. They begin to contradict things they said before. They tell different versions of the same story to different people and forget who heard which version. They let slip truths about their real intentions in moments of carelessness. Be alert, because these moments are coming more frequently as divine protection works to expose the truth. And third, the validation opportunities that will arise. God will place other people or situations in your path that will confirm your suspicions. You will hear something from someone that will make connections you hadn't made before. You will discover information that will explain strange behaviors you had noticed but couldn't interpret. These validations will arrive when you need them most. Taurus, an incredible strength will emerge within you when you finally break free from this falsehood. You will discover an ability to set boundaries that you may not even know you possess. You will develop a clarity about who you allow into your life that will protect you from future manipulation. You will gain confidence in your intuition, which will completely transform how you navigate relationships. And the most beautiful thing of all, you will become an example for other people who are going through similar situations. Your experience, although painful, will equip you with wisdom that you can share. It will make you someone who can recognize when others are being manipulated and offer gentle guidance. It will transform your pain into purpose. The protection you are receiving is not just about removing something negative from your life. It's about preparing you for a completely new level of existence where you operate with discernment, where you deeply trust your intuition, where you are not afraid to let go of what no longer serves you. It's about teaching you that you can survive and even thrive after discovering you've been deceived. When the truth fully comes to light and you have to make decisions about how to move forward, remember this: you are not responsible for giving endless chances to people who have repeatedly proven themselves unworthy of your trust. You are not obligated to keep people in your life just because they have been there for a long time. You have the divine right to protect your peace and to choose who has access to your energy, your time, your life. The freedom you'll feel when you finally let go of that fake person will be like breathing for the first time after being underwater for too long. It will be like lifting an enormous weight off your shoulders that you didn't even fully realize you were carrying. It will be like waking up from a nightmare and realizing that you are safe, that you are protected, that you have a God who has never stopped taking care of you. Taurus, if there's one thing I want you to take away from this message, it's this: trust the process of revelation that is happening. Trust that God has protected you every step of the way and will continue to protect you as the truth emerges. Trust your intuition when it tells you that something isn't right. And above all, trust that you deserve genuine relationships, people who truly value you, connections based on mutual honesty and real respect. The deceitful person will be removed from your life, either through external circumstances or through your own informed decision. And when that happens, you will look back and be grateful for every moment of divine protection, for every obstacle that seemed frustrating but was actually a blessing, for every time something prevented you from delving even deeper into that situation. Share in the comments if you've been feeling that inexplicable discomfort with someone specific, if your intuition has been trying to warn you about falsehood around you. Your experiences can help other Tauruses recognize divine protection in their own lives. Subscribe to the channel because you'll need guidance on how to navigate the period after the full revelation, how to establish healthy boundaries, and how to rebuild trust in new connections. Turn on notifications so you don't miss messages that will support you in this process of liberation and renewal. Remember, God is protecting you. The truth is emerging, and you are stronger and wiser than you imagine. The deceitful person has no power over you when you have divine protection on your side. Trust the process. Trust the revelation. Trust in your liberation, which is closer than you think.